Hey everybody, my name is Jalen McKinney. I'm a junior film and television major from Memphis, Tennessee, and here I am interviewing my elders. So, first, can you guys state your name and where you were born?
My name is Stanley McKinney. I was born in Memphis, Tennessee.
My name is Barbara McKinney. I was born in Prölsdorf, Deutschland.
Okay. So, only, can we actually start with you with the first question? Just wanted to ask, what was it like growing up in Germany?
It was it was fun. It was strict, but yeah, I always had to. I guess in a sense. I don't know.
Were you there?
Yeah, I was there. I was there. Wait a minute. Yeah, it was always on a time basis. But it taught us, I guess, about family and togetherness.
How was it like when you moved to the States?
It was totally different. It was everything was so big, so far apart. Nothing. You had to travel a good distance. Even though you could walk, but it was just far apart. It was just the houses were built different, food was different, so it was a lot to get adjusted to.
Yeah, I can understand. Um, how was it like, or how did you and Pop meet?
How did we meet? We were working at the same store. It was called Weir's Toys and Sporting Goods. This is where we met. I was just a cashier. What were you?
Stalker, cashier,
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
Did you guys just like start talking like after shifts and stuff like that?
During shifts.
Yeah.
I'm talking during shifts. And of course, me being the charmer that I that I am, I had to.
Interview.
I was. We worked together, and actually, one day after we'd been working so long, one day the manager called me up in her office, and she had this big window, this big one-way mirror. You could see all over the department store, but you couldn't see in. And she called me up there, and she was talking. I was wondering what kind of trouble I was in. And she called me and had me to sit down. She sat down there at her desk. I said, "Oh God, what's going to happen now?" And she said, "Well," she said, "you know that little German girl like you, don't you?" I could believe it was coming from my manager. How does she know all this stuff? And I don't. And I said, "Well, not exactly. I mean, I didn't. I wasn't aware of that in that sense. And then she assigned us to work in the same department together. You know, and then we had a chance to start going to lunch together at the same time, and all that good stuff. And it just kind of grew into a relationship from there.
That's good.
hmm
How did that kind of relationship grow when you guys went to school?
Went to school. Well, I went to one school, she went to a different school, and she had a set of friends, I had a set of friends, but still, it didn't really interfere with us and what we had going on. We would get together on the weekends. Because where she stayed was in South Memphis. I stayed in South Memphis. She stayed further south than I did in the Westwood area, so that was a little distance from there. I mean, but we still had weekends together. We spent together doing things, movies, this, that, dinners, whatever. So
Yeah, but we still
yeah,
had to keep it a secret. You couldn't just blast it out or anything. Not during that time. You
well,
know.
at school it didn't matter because I was never at her school. She was
Right.
never at my
Right.
school, so it didn't.
Yeah.
The school life was just totally different lives.
Yeah.
But,
But we
it was a
didn't
little
come.
different at the time when it was an interracial couple who weren't very popular back then in the sense, as they are now. So
Yeah.
there were certain little things we had to endure, from time to time, depending on where we went.
Yeah.
And I kind of just wanted to speak on that. How I understand, like during that time, like um, interracial, marriages and things like that, they weren't like as accepted as they are now.
Hmm.
And I just wanted to ask, like, was that kind of, how was that just relationship that you two had? Um, how did you manage just to like just pull through just like everything that's coming at you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
I just feel like even though we had to keep it a secret, and I had to move once my brother-in-law kind of found out, then it just makes you stronger and determined. Whatever goal you have, you're gonna pursue it regardless. Yeah. So it was kind of rough, but the love we had for each other, right, Dad?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
The
So
thing is that when you're in a situation like that, and it makes you a stronger person because you know everywhere you go, there are going to be eyes on you. You know, so do you cave in to those spectators' feelings and the eyes and the vision, and the sights and all that, or do you stand strong and be, who you are? And that's what we had to do. So we knew wherever we went that we were going to be observed by both black and white. So, like I said, it makes you more determined. It makes you a stronger person. To know
Yeah.
that at the point you get to a point where, like we used to say, it's you and I against the world. We didn't
Right.
care about anything, family, whoever. It didn't matter. It was all that matters was us, and that was us. And that's what we lived by at the time, and that's how we endured.
Who was the person, or who is the person, if they're still around today, that kind of inspired you the most?
It inspired me the most. Wow. Well, I don't know. I would say, and as far as that, I would have to say my mom inspired me because she was always about love and what love really was, the heart. And when I told her I was dating Barbara, it was like, it didn't really phase her any. She was like, if that's what you feel in your heart, then that's what you do. If she's not black, so be it. If that's not who you love, then that's who you love. So that was I would have to say she was the one that kept me feeling like, don't worry about anything else. If that's the girl you love, that's who you love. She's not black, she's, whatever, but still, you do follow your heart, do that. So she was an inspiration to me in that sense, and always kept me feeling strong in that sense.
Woman?
Yep. My teacher, ninth grade teacher, her name was Monica Leonhardt, and we still keep in touch to this day. And yeah, she always saw something in me, I guess at the time, and she told me back then already that just keep pushing forward regardless. So, yeah.
This is a question just for both of you guys. What's your favorite book? Like, even if you read it or you haven't read it, like all of it.
Favorite book? Well, number one is a natural, and that's the Bible. I mean, that's got to be the number one book, at least for me. And there was another book, which I read partially, a lot of it, a long time ago, and it was about an interracial relationship and all that. It's called The Color of Water. So that's it's got some things in there that people can read and understand, but you really don't get the fullness of the content unless you were in a situation like ours, The Color of Water. So does water have color? So it's like love. Love has no color. So that's basically what that's all about. Does water have color? No, it's clear. You know.
I like that.
Mine was Becoming Michelle Obama. So it was very informative. Things that she went through as far as meeting her husband and having to go through different situations. So it kind of, yeah, the struggles I think that she went through and had to come to terms with herself. Yeah.
What's and this is again is a question for both of you guys. What is your favorite memory?
That's a tough one there. Favorite memory. Oh gosh. Uh, I just have to give a memory. I can't really say my favorite memory when, you know, it's tough. We have a lot of them,
Yeah.
but it's hard to say my favorite memory. I could say when I got married was my favorite memory. Um,
But then your favorite memory is
I-
when you met me
that's-
before you got
yeah,
married.
when I met
Yeah,
her before
see?
I got married,
Yeah.
could be a favorite memory there,
Yeah.
and the command I was given at the store could be one of my favorite memories when I was trying to say something to her and she didn't understand. And she had this real heavy accent at the time. And I think those two words got me when she said, she said, come closer. She couldn't say closer. She said, come closer. So, and that happened at work. So, yeah, she made the play on me at work and she told me, come closer. And I tried to get closer. So we've been closer ever since.
Can you say that's the same thing, Mama?
I think I have, it's not just one, but yeah, just kind of being carefree as a child, just to, just being out in nature. I love nature, but yeah. Then when we got married, had our own children, so that, yeah, and then having the grandchildren. Yes, yeah.
And just kind of moving forward on that one, what are you two most proud of?
I'm most proud of what we have accomplished. I'm proud of my children, what they have accomplished. They're good. We can always count on them. And the grandchildren. I couldn't ask for anything better. Yeah.
I'd have to piggyback on that because that's
Yeah.
probably the height of both of our accomplishments, the
Right.
way we feel about them,
Right.
the bar that we set for them and how they have gone past the bar.
Yeah.
And it's just the family, the lineage that we've established with, with the kids and the grandkids and everybody's doing so well.
Yeah.
And being able to get everybody in school, all the kids educated,
Yeah.
professionals, college graduates,
Yeah.
just
And just let them
helpful
see the struggles that we went
systems of
through.
society. We can
Yeah,
tell them
yeah,
about that,
yeah, right.
They didn't have those like
Right,
we did,
exactly.
but
And-
it's still, it's
Yeah.
something that you're proud of, that
Exactly.
you established those grounds for them, that foundation for them,
Yeah,
to move
yeah.
forward.
That
And then to see it,
education.
and to see everything flourish as it has,
Right.
The kids grow up, graduate, they become, college graduates, they become, outstanding citizens in their neighborhood and the community, do well, they have kids, and the kids follow suit, do the same thing,
Yeah.
They're good where they are, they're good in school, they're, just great grandchildren. So
Yeah.
it's just that establishing that is probably what we're most proud of, really.
Yeah.
And just going through my third year of college, I'm still just learning things that I'm sure a lot of people are still just trying to learn, financially, academically, and just, moving on in the future. So I guess my last question for you guys would be, what's some advice you would give to me that you would have thought you would like to have at my age?
Just take your time, make your decisions, kind of weigh your options, which way you want to go, and always stay focused. Stay focused. Say, hey, that's what I want to accomplish by that time or whenever you're ready. But yeah, focus is a big thing. Don't you think?
Yeah, you have to, the thing I would say, you're junior in college now, so you have to, you set long-term goals.
Right.
But then in order to reach those long-term goals, you have to come back and set yourself short-term goals, stair step to get there. And the thing is that at that time, you have to set your life in order and in line to where you always can move forward. Don't get ahead of yourself. That's some advice I
Yeah.
got from my dad when I got married. So always go at a pace where you can move
Yeah,
forward.
don't rush.
Don't
into
worry about
anything.
who's got what. You move
Yeah.
at your pace.
Exactly.
Everybody's pace is not the same.
Exactly.
So you have to find out what your pace is, and you run a pace and move at a pace that you can always move forward. You don't have to move back. Don't buy the 5-bedroom house now. You know, get the duplex. Live in a duplex until you can afford the 3-bedroom house, and then maybe the 3 bedrooms you move to the 4th bedroom, and then the 5-bedroom house. So, in other words, you know, don't get ahead of yourself. You know, don't be more than you can be at that time. So stay in your lane.
Yeah.
Always travel at a speed that you can continue to move forward without having to fall back and then start over again. So that would be my advice to you and to any other junior at this time. Just set your life like that.
Yeah. Have fun. That's the important thing.
Don't debt
Have fun.
yourself out.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's all the time we got for today. So
Okay.
thank y'all.
Thank
All
you.
right, you're welcome.